One more time. Here are David Crosby and Stephen Stills and Graham Nash.
Hey, Tom, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
My name is Stephen Stills.
Yes,
Well,
and my name is Neil Young.
You just looked at me and said, here's David Crosby.
No, he knows which is which. Honest, trust me, he does. He does his
Come on,
homework.
don't do this to me. I just got off an airplane, for heaven's sake. You just got off the Greg Kinnear show.
yes.
Yes.
We did.
And
Funny man.
And you're in the middle of your tour, which I hear is going smashingly, and you're just back from Woodstock.
Right. We've had a hell of a summer, Tom.
Yes, you
All
have.
these things.
Obvious question. 25 years ago, Woodstock, and the event just concluded. Comparisons in similarity and the differences that you noticed while you
Well,
were
the first difference was that the entire backstage was full of press. You could not go from one spot to the other without running into somebody with a camera or a radio or another thing. And all of their crews, which spent half of their time asking for autographs.
It was,
Which is, on the one hand, flattering because they never do that, but on the other hand, it made for heavy going. You know, everything took forever to do.
It was a bit too much of a media event. There's no question.
Yeah, it really was. It was more of a media event, I think, than it was for the people who attended it.
It wasn't if you were there. If you were there.
But I mean, for those of us not there.
For those of you who are not there, it was a media thing. For what happened there was pretty much what happened the first time. He said this earlier this
Everybody
afternoon.
did exactly the same thing. They took the place over. They did exactly what they wanted. All of their very carefully arranged things worked for about a day and a half, and then went. And everybody just camped where they wanted to and took care of themselves and loved each other out of hassles and the whole 9 yards, and nobody was angry. And
But what about the people who were there? Like, were there people there who were at Woodstock or at the concert 25 years ago?
Oh, I'm sure
who would be there now with their kids, so that you have you got the two generations there?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we saw him.
It's very much like the people that come and see us at our concerts now, you know.
Sure.
Older people are bringing their kids, you know.
Our concerts are like that. They're 15 to about 55, and it's an incredible mix. And it came as quite a shock to us when that started happening. But that's how it is. They do that.
sometimes, Mom and Dad sit on one side of the hall and the kids go to the other.
Oh, really?
And sometimes
Yeah, they
all
don't-
sit together. And I had this one kid that was cute as hell.
That was funny.
He's about 15, and he's sitting here and he's looking really, really uncomfortable because he's with Mom and Dad and his little sister and everything. And I walked over and I said, "Dude, it's not that bad." And I ripped off the shred of the solo and gave him the pick, so he was.
And do the parents or do kids sometimes look at their parents and wonder if they get it?
Yes, didn't we do that to ours?
Yeah.
Didn't you do it to yours?
Of course I did.
Yeah, I'm sure all kids do that.
Yeah.
They all question their parental authority, and my kids are doing it right now, you know, and you recognize that it is part of a process, and God bless them, and their kids are going to do it to them. Just wait, kid.
You know, the thought occurs to me that, the original concert was 25 years ago, so all of us have seen quite a bit of water flow under the bridge.
Yes, we have.
And if we were all together 25 years ago, could we ever expect what has happened to us to have happened? Like, we got kids.
Absolutely not. I didn't even think I'd live to be 30.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I very nearly didn't.
Did everything you could to preclude the possibility.
Yeah, I did. Ouch. Well, truth hurts.
But you know what I mean? 25 years ago, could you imagine?
But you know what? In all seriousness, didn't it go fast?
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's like yesterday.
Oh, God. And how old are your kids now?
16, 14, and 12.
Yeah, and they were born 2 weeks ago, weren't they?
The day before yesterday.
I know. It's just incredible. Where does it all go?
Really? Do you realize it's the 25th anniversary of Woodstock, of us, of the NFL, Monday Night Football, and Wendy's? Don't ask me why I know.
Going on the moon.
If you need a burger, kid, we can cover you. I can't get you the pain.
Have you ever tried to eat one of those NBC burgers, Tom? Come on, give me a break.
Yes, I have. We will continue with Crosby, Stills, and Nash and your telephone calls on the toll-free highway back after these messages.
This is CNBC.
Right.
I can hear you.
Okay, that's great.
Hey, Jim.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Fine. What's your question?
Well, I was curious as to when you played Woodstock 94, if it felt as magical as it did the first time, or did it feel like just another concert?
No, it felt better to me because we were completely stoned out of our mind the first time, and this time we were very clear.
Well, I was straight for the first one, at least until the concert.
I definitely was not.
So,
Yeah.
Makes a big difference, Jim. Stay straight.
Yeah, well, I know the difference. I've
I'm
been.
sure you do, my friend.
All right, Jim, stay on the line here. We'll get your address and send you the copy of the CD, okay?
Okay, Tom.
All right,
Love your
terrific.
show.
Leave the door open, because if the door closes, we can't hear the phone
We're dead.
calls. We just
I can't
hold
hear
this
him anyway. I'm half deaf.
all together.
So unless they
Tom,
fix
do you
this.
know that
How
there
are
was a
you?
guy crawling around behind the
Not
chair?
a guy. My eyesight.
Let me look a little more closely.
Right you are, Tom. So how can you perform when you're stoned out of your mind?
Because you just concentrate on the music.
Yeah.
That's why I have very few memories from the first Woodstock, because we were so locked into each other and locked into what we were playing and the tuning of the guitars and stuff that you can do that. But you just don't see everything. And this time we saw everything.
And plus,
You
you
know-
played in the afternoon, which is just fabulous, and it just, I mean, that tremendous mass of people, all that energy, and all that
Yeah.
great spirit, and even the mosh pit was cool,
Also, it depends on what you're. It depends on what you're stoned on too. If you're smoking some herbal
Right.
substance, that's one thing. If I never could play on acid. The guitar was 3 feet thick, and the strings were made out of rubber, and and we were all on different songs.
What were you trying to do to yourself, for God's sake?
Oh, I don't know. Expand my consciousness, I think.
And did you finally just leave it behind you on the trail? I mean, do you use that stuff anymore? Or?
No.
I think that when David was quitting heroin and cocaine in solitary confinement in a Texas jail, that can whop you upside the
This
head.
would get your attention, yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Hello?
Texas Department of Corrections said, "Hi, this is your wake-up call."
You probably didn't laugh about it at the time.
No, not a bit.
not at all.
Not a bit.
Debbie in North Carolina, hello.
Hi, Tom.
How are you, Debbie? Let me open the door, honey, so we can hear you. Go ahead, Deb.
Oh, I love your show, Tom.
Thanks, Debbie.
And I love Crosby, Stills, and Nash. I was wondering if David enjoyed his stint on Larroquette. It was absolutely wonderful.
I loved it. I hope that I get to do it some more. John Larroquette is a wonderful guy to work with, and it was a great learning experience for me.
You were absolutely fabulous.
Thank you very much.
So much fun to watch.
Call NBC and have them
call
keep it going.
Call NBC and tell them you want to see me some more. That'll work.
I
work.
really will. It was great, especially when you stood up as a sponsor, and the one that you said, you're the one that had a drink was getting a newcomer chip.
Yep.
We all cracked up around here. It was pretty.
Believe me, so did we.
Yeah, I bet. I bet. Well, thank you very much.
All right, Debbie, put her on hold and get your address. We'll send you the CD after the storm, okay?
Thanks. Love you, Tom.
All right, thanks, Deb. We love you back. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, Gina, Long Island, New York. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I'd like to mention that I have been a fan for a long time. I was at both Woodstocks, as a matter of fact. And my question is with regards to the new book by Dallas Taylor. I'm wondering what you guys think about the book, and also, now that he's cleaned up his act, do you expect to play with him anymore?
Well, I for one, as I explained to Tom a little earlier, didn't remember much about it. And I know Dallas was higher than I was, and for him to remember all that detail is completely beyond...
Very suspicious. Very suspicious.
Gina, as a spectator at both concerts, the one 25 years ago and now, what was
As a
different?
participant, I'd like to think of it.
I beg your pardon?
I'd like to think of myself as a participant more than a spectator.
Okay.
Be that as it may, the question is, what was different from you at the two concerts? What was different for you?
I think it was pretty much the same. There was a lot of good reaction with all the people. I think the main difference is that there were more generations present at this one. Before it was everybody was pretty much young, and now we saw a lot of families together and older people, younger people. It was great.
Yeah.
So it made it for you a little bit better the second time?
Different. I enjoyed both of them.
Okay. All right, Gina, I'm glad you called. Thank you. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Put her on hold and send her this one.
Nice cat. Thank you.
Mark.
Nice shot, Tom.
Yeah. Mark participant on that.
I will indeed.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very kindly. You'll be at the Amphitheater, Universal Amphitheater, here on October 16th?
17th, 18th.
18th. And are you on the road in between?
We have about 12 more days. We just finished our 44th show on the road in Philadelphia the night before last.
Where'd you play there? The Spectrum?
No, we played at
Man Music Center.
Man Music Center.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's new since I lived in
2
Philadelphia.
nights.
Long
Yeah,
time.
fabulous.
Great place.
They love us in Philadelphia.
Hey, they love you everywhere. And we love you here, and thanks for coming back. It's great to see all of you again. It's been too many years.
Thanks,
David,
Tom.
thanks a million.
Thank you, Tom.
Okay, my great pleasure. Crosby, Stills, and Nash, and the new CD is called After the Storm. Tomorrow night, Paranoia, and what else? Who else is coming in here tomorrow night? Oh, Mel Torme. Oh, hey, Mr. Music himself. Thank you all for watching. Drive safely on the way home, and good night, everybody.